Hi, everyone. Um, Thank you so much for joining us today. My name is Sindur. I'm one of the founders of HAFA, Health Awareness for All. So today we're going to be talking to you about mental health and mental wellness, which is often one of the parts of our health that is ignored and we don't pay attention to because when we think of health, we think of the physical body, we think of our heart, our muscles and all of that, but we don't consider our brain all the time. So we really want to kind of give some information about how important that is in managing your health and managing your success and your ability to succeed in as a student, but also as a person. And so we have several wonderful physicians who are joining us to help answer questions and then also present. And I'm going to go over the biographies of some of them, and they can introduce themselves. A few people will be joining late, but as they come in, I'll let them introduce themselves. So the first physician is Dr. Srivani. She is a cardiologist in the United States. She went to medical college in Vijayawada, and she has been practicing for the past 20 years. Her areas of interest are cardiology, access to healthcare, health awareness, rural health, and mental health. And then Dr. Srivani, if you want to say hello.
To unmute. There we go. Good morning, everyone. It's so nice to see a full class of kids, and thank you so much for joining us today. And Rajasri Garu, especially, thank you so much for this opportunity to be able to connect with you all. And hopefully, we can give you some basic idea and basic information about this is very, very basic discussion. This is not a big class or a exam or a treatment or diagnosis. Nothing. It's just an open dialogue between youngsters to understand the most common mental aspects. And we have many wonderful speakers. And thank you so much, Sindur, for the opportunity.
So our next physician is Dr. Ashrita. She received her MD in pediatrics in Pune, and she is interested especially in adolescent counseling and developmental pediatrics. So this presentation is very close to her heart. She's running a few minutes late, but she'll be joining in about 3 minutes. So when she comes in, I'll let her introduce herself to you. And then we also have Dr. Mahija. She may join, she may also be running a little late. She received her MD in psychiatry and she's currently practicing in the United States. She went to medical college in Vijayawada and she is a psychiatrist and she's very interested in early intervention and also interventions that aren't always medicines because especially with mental health, there's so many solutions that aren't just a medication, but changing how you behave around yourself and around others and things like that. So hopefully we'll have her in soon. And then we also have some other amazing physicians on the call. We have Dr. Bindu, who's available if she wants to, to answer any questions near the end or come in at any time if she has any comments. But yeah, so that is our team of physicians. Hopefully we'll have a few more joining, but they'll all be available at the end of the presentation for any questions that you might have. So I'll start with a very basic definition of what is mental health. So mental health is very broad. It means how we think, how we feel, how we behave, and how we interact with each other, especially in terms of how we maintain our mental clarity in the face of stress. It's how you respond. Mental health is how your brain responds to these situations that are high stress. So that could be a difficult exam coming up or an argument with friends and things. So mental health plays into all of those things. And one thing that we really believe here at HAFA is a healthy mind is absolutely vital for one's personal, social, and academic success. And because of that, ultimately, a healthy mind is what allows for a happy life. And our big thing that we say is our mind is constantly thinking about us, and it's time that we start to think about it as well. And then here's just a few numbers about what mental health looks like in India. So currently in India, 1 in 5 people suffer from some kind of anxiety. 1 in 20 Indians suffer from depression. And in 2012, India had over 200,000 suicides. And the age group that was most affected were people from the ages of 15 to 49, which is why we really want to kind of provide this awareness for students, because it's most important for you, because it is a very stressful time of your life. And so we just want to give some more information about how you can cope with those feelings and how to recognize things. And a lot of people might say, I'm too busy. I'll deal with this later. My mental health is not important right now. But that's a very false thing to believe, because early diagnosis and learning what you need early on leads to better outcomes in the future. And mental health issues can lead to irreversible damage, something that can't be undone. And you could have relationships ruined, and you could have a really poor academic performance. And that's really harmful, especially when you're growing up. So being aware and being proactive and taking those steps early on is really important. And they can change the course of your life in a very positive way if you take the time to recognize it early. And then what do I do? So the biggest tool is that, knowledge is power. Ignorance is not bliss. With knowledge, you have so much power. And that's what we're hoping to give to you so that you can take that and better your own lives. And so some hurdles that we face with mental health, which is why a lot of people might not necessarily talk about it or seek help for it, is mental health is very difficult to diagnose. If you have a cold, you might have a fever, you might have coughing, those kind of things. But with mental health, the symptoms are very different. It could just be you don't want to talk to people. You can't focus on an exam. You can't focus when you're studying. And a lot of people don't realize those can be symptoms. Not always, but they can be. And it's hard to recognize that. Another hurdle is a lot of people just deny it. They believe, mental health, all of that, that's for crazy people. I'm not like that. It doesn't apply to me. But it's really important to realize it applies to everyone. Not necessarily everyone is depressed or has anxiety, but everyone faces stress. Everyone faces times when, things are difficult. And so it's really important to recognize that everyone has those situations. Next hurdle is societal stigma, which that's a really hard one. But it's the idea people think, oh, because I'm depressed, I'm a failure. I'm never going to get anywhere. And, it's very hard because a lot of people all around the world still feel like that, still feel like, oh, people who, talk about mental health or have mental health issues are just crazy, they are not functioning. But that's really a huge reason why we want to talk to you, is because those things aren't true. It's just a stigma, not unbelief, but something that people have believed for so long. But it's one of those things that it's not based in fact, and it harms more people than it helps. And then the next hurdle is there's a lack of professional resources in India. So that just means having therapists, having psychiatrists. It can be very hard to find that, especially depending on where you are in India. We're hoping we have a few resources at the end of the presentation that if you do realize that a friend might need help or someone might need help, you can provide those resources. And then the last hurdle is financial strain. It can be expensive to pursue that medical care. And it's just finding out, hopefully over the years there will be more free resources. But I think there are some really big steps being taken in India right now to help make that happen. It's going to take more time to really get everything. And then we also have another physician who just joined us, Dr. Manasa. So if they want to ever pipe in and give their introduction, they can, or they can wait till the end. So we are just going to be talking about a few common mental health issues. These are the most common things that a lot of kids that are your age will face. So those are anxiety, depression, and suicide. So anxiety and stress, everyone deals with some anxiety and stress, and it's hard to know what is my normal stress and what is not, what is too much, what is anxiety. And stress is a routine part of life. Everyone deals with stress, but there is a line. After some point, stress becomes too much and it becomes unhealthy. A little bit is okay. It motivates you to study hard. It motivates you to do really well in your life, but too much can have more negative impact than positive impact. And it's not an easy task to figure out where that line is between good stress and bad stress. And it's important to realize that when stress begins to overwhelm you and cause difficulties in your focus and your friendships, that is the time to act. So here's just a few signs of how to recognize an anxiety disorder. So first thing is frequent worrying that interferes with your daily life. Oh, here, Dr. Ashrita just joined. I'm gonna let her take over. But
Uh, Hello everyone. Good morning. I'm Dr. Ashrita. I'm a developmental and behavioral pediatrician and working for Andhra Hospital, Vijayawada and Vishakhapatnam. So I think Sindur, can you go to the previous slide? So we all know we encounter, I think she has given an introduction about why we are doing this and everything. I'm not going into detail of all those things. But I just want to tell that these are some of the things which we ignore in daily life. I think every one of us will go through all these things. I mean, we might not be aware of what we are going through, how to recognize them, or how to coin the term. So, what kind of help is available? Only those kind of things we are stressing. This is not something like a remedy or something, just a strategy or some few of the strategies we can suggest you, so that when you feel out of the box or when you feel not connected, what to do and how to go ahead when you see these kind of signs in the your near and dearest. That is what our main motto is. And stress is something which everybody talks right now, from a 6-year-old to 60-year-old. The one who knows how to communicate is well versed with the term stress, and everybody will always use this term saying that I'm so much stressed. So this stress part is something, a positive thing which your body gives, so that it will protect you from many mechanisms of your body. But if it is over, what do you say? If it crosses the limit, if it is hampering your daily activities, then that is the line where we should act upon. Okay, so we should know what is normal and what is not. It is a routine part of our life, but when to act, where is the line? So it is not an easy task. So sometimes we might feel that it's okay, it's a positive kind of thing. Sometimes we may feel it is too much to handle. Okay, so when it is stressing and it begins to overwhelm, and it is causing difficulties in your focus and friendships or relationships, that is the time to act. That is the line of demarcation where we should act upon. Yes, next slide, please. So there are signs of anxiety disorder. So it's a kind of disorder. It's not a disease. So it might stay for some time and it might leave you. It might come back. It might not come back. It depends on the kind of help you are taking, the willingness to recover from whatever you are going through. So how do you identify if there is an anxiety problem with you? So you will be frequently worried that it interfering with your daily life. You will be withdrawn from the social life. Uh, you will have the fear of next panic attack, irritation or fear, and avoidance of a harmless object. I mean, like, it is a daily object which we use or daily place which we go, but we will have some kind of fear. Irrational, it is not rational. Okay. You don't know why you'll get a panic attack, but out of the blue, even when you are involved in certain activity, you might feel a panic attack, and you might have some recurrent nightmares, flashbacks, or some numbing of past trauma. Next slide, please. So anxiety is done. Now comes the depression part. What is depression? It is feeling of sadness, emptiness, worthlessness, or hopelessness over no cause or trivial issues. So there might be a cause or there might not be a cause. Okay. There will be angry outbursts, irritability, frustration for small matters. Like, you got a bad score in a test or you have some girlfriend issues, you will have frustration or irritability, and you will have loss of interest or pleasure in normal activities, hobbies, or sports. Like daily activities also you lose interest, or some certain hobbies like listening to music or playing some sports also you lose interest or pleasure. And you'll be withdrawn, again isolated. There is severe fatigueness, sleeplessness, and weight gain or loss with appetite changes. Some might binge eat, some might not eat. So it depends on the person to person. And you'll be stuck up with the past failures, and you'll blame yourself for everything that's happening around. And you will have trouble in thinking or concentrating on certain activities. You have frequent thoughts of harming yourself. Next slide, please. So how to identify? I think these pictures are very nice so that we can, have a photographic memory. So you'll be isolated, you'll be feeling guilt for your you'll be blaming yourself for anything that is happening around, cannot concentrate, sadness, helplessness, sleep issues, anger or frustration, thoughts of harming yourself, alcohol and drug abuse, and you'll feel so tired, so fatigued and everything. Next slide, please. And then comes the suicidality. I think these are very disturbing numbers in the morning to discuss, but it is an important matter to be discussed. And current rate that to 2019. We are in 24. We need to, I think we are almost ending 24 also. We are in 25, going to be in 25. The number might have changed, but according to 2019, it is 14.04 per 1 lakh. But in 2021, 1.64 lakh people took their own lives according to NCRB, that is National Crime Records Bureau. I think these are US numbers. Can move ahead. When coming to India, the overall 11.3% is there. So all the red areas are like more than 22 22 per 1 lakh population. So they have demarcated. See, there is a color coding here. So Telangana, Chhattisgarh, Tamil Nadu, all these areas have high suicidal rate. But these are certain things which are reported. There are so many unreported cases. And even when we are talking, 2 to 3 people might have committed suicide. That is the really saddening and alarming issue right now. Yeah, go ahead. So what are the warning signs? How they talk? they'll talk as if they are a burden to others. They want to kill themselves. But they might be saying that they are experiencing unbearable pain. They have no reason to live. They're feeling trapped at one point of life. And how do they behave? They behave like they might be abused, alcohol or drug abuse might be there. They might be isolating from friends and family, either sleeping too much or not having sleep, visiting or calling people just to say goodbye. And they might be very aggressive sometimes. They might be acting recklessly, looking away to kill themselves, such as searching online for materials or means. And they are giving away prized possessions, like, which is very important. They might be giving away, they're withdrawing from routine activities. And how is their mood? There might be like loss of interest, there is depression, there is anxiety, irritability, humiliation, and rage. All these kind of moods can be seen, at least few of them can be seen. These are the warning signs when the people around you are feeling this kind of things, or when you are observing this kind of behavior or mood swings. Just identify them, talk to them, give them space, ask them for help if they need any help. If you can do any kind of help in the way like reporting to the people, concerned people, providing professional help, means handing over the number or something like that. You can do such kind of things. So if you want, you can take a picture. These are certain kind of warning signs when the people are thinking of suicidality. Next slide, please. So what kind of population we can expect as a high risk for suicide? Already having any mood or anxiety issues, any prior attempt they have done, any drug and alcohol usage is more or abuse is there. Recently, they have lost a friend or loved one, or someone who is exposed to violence, who are going through financial stress, went through a disaster like pandemic or some floods or loss of personal property due to fire or something like that. And when there is a major medical event or diagnosis recently happened for that person, in this kind of population, the risk of suicide is more. So they might be at risk for suicide. So in this kind of population, if they are around you, you might be checking over them, like how they are behaving. We have seen the warning signs. So checking out for warning signs in them. We can do that kind of things. Yeah. Next slide, please. So even if you find any of this anxiety or depression or anything we have discussed, how to cope up? What can I do? Like, you reach out. If you are feeling anxious, you reach out and stay in touch with your friends, family, and loved ones. Do things that make you feel good and improve your mood, like creating hobbies, spending some time with friends, watching TV, listening to music, etc. Some might like it, some might not like it. Do your favorite activity. Even if you are not having any motivation, try to talk to your loved ones. It might give you a lot of relief. And so when I have anxiety, when I have any performance anxiety, or I do have anxiety disorder, so mixed anxiety and depression disorder I was diagnosed with. Then I used to use this 5 4 3 2 1 technique. I'll just show you that slide in the ending. I didn't add up in this. So we can use that also, even when we are feeling nervous before exam, or one day before exam, one day batting, if you are doing for the examination, if you're feeling stressed whether this question will come or not, or you are going for any interviews, you can use such kind of techniques to calm yourself down. Okay. Exercise, even small amount, it will release some kind of chemicals in your body. So try to include exercise in your routine activity, even though if you don't have any kind of anxiety, depression, nothing is there, but you can include exercise. You can use all these techniques, even though if you're not feeling all the other symptoms which we have mentioned. You can challenge and question your negative thinking, like what to do next, how to get out of this, or what kind of help you have, or what is the process ahead. That kind of thinking you might develop. Eat healthy food regularly and practice good sleep practices, which is crucial and essential. Just have a mindful eating. I won't say that eat healthy food, just we have mentioned like that. I'll ask you to start up with eating all the green leafy vegetables or nothing like that. Whenever you are eating, just check how many calories you are taking. If you start that mindful eating technique, right, you will be cutting down many of your calories and you will be eating healthy. You will be end up eating healthy. That's what the technique I am following right now. It is like little bit easy. You're just seeing the content of the packet you are eating, or the sandwich you are eating. What kind of, is it frozen or is it freshly made? If it is freshly made, what are the ingredients that are added? So you will have some kind of inner voice telling you that this is not healthy, you should cut it down next time. So that is how I am prioritizing eating healthy, because all of a sudden I can't cut down all the junk and become a baba next day and eat all the healthy food. I can't do that because it tastes yuck. Healthy food tastes yuck for me. So make sure other medical issues are evaluated, because during thyroid, or if you have any thyroid issues or any diabetes, etc., or such kind of physical illness also, you might be feeling very tired, very fatigued, sleep issues will be there, you'll be eating much or you'll be eating less. So everything is not depression, but that shouldn't be ignored also. If self-help techniques are not working, then seek for professional help. I know it is very difficult to get a professional help to talk about it even, but initial step is doing all these things and reaching out for the people who are ready to, I mean, who are correct professional helps. You can seek out for them. Seeking professional help is not a sign of weakness. I know it's a stigma still there, that to talk that you are going through certain things, but trust me, it is not a sign of weakness. There is nothing like weak and strength. Okay, especially in case of mental health, that is what we all believe in. Mental health symptoms should be addressed just like any other physical health symptoms. Like the way you will go and tell your parents that your stomach is aching, you have a fever, the same thing you can discuss, like you are feeling in certain way. Yeah. Next slide, please. Oh, you have included. Thank you so much. So this is my mantra. My therapist told me to practice this. It is very useful grounding technique for many people. So there are 5 steps when you are feeling very anxious, when you are feeling clueless, when you are feeling you're stuck up at somewhere. Just close your eyes. Sorry, open your eyes and see what are the 5 things you are able to see in front of you. Right now, I can see a chair, I can see a door, I can see my phone, my keys, my watch, my bottle. So identify 5 things which you can see. 4 things you can touch. I can touch my dress, my body, my hair, table. So 4 things you can touch. Do it out loud. Okay. 3 things you can hear. You are hearing my voice. You might be hearing AC sound. You might be hearing some horns outside. So 3 things you can hear at that point of time, when you are feeling anxious or nervous or anything like that, or feeling clueless. 2 things you can smell at that moment, and 1 thing you can taste. It might be like doing like this, or drinking water, or something like that. It can be that simple. So this is 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 technique. We can practice it when you are feeling too nervous or too clueless or stuck up, anything like that. Next slide, please. So what should I not to do? So don't take the help of drug and alcohol use in attempt to treat the symptoms. It is not scientifically proven that it is going to give you any kind of comfort. Okay, not seeking help and hoping things will get normal with time is also dangerous, and you should avoid it. You shouldn't be like, I am very much, financially good and I have so many loved people. It will not happen to me, or this is not at all happened to me. I am not having anxiety. All this self-denial doesn't help. And social isolation, just because you have all these, somebody might ignore you, somebody might not include you, or they might feel that this you are weak, and you isolating from all the crowd is also something which we shouldn't do. And there are many interventions out there which are not validated in scientific studies, and if you are taking that such kind of help, that is also not useful. Like seeing reels, or I know I also use social media like anything. I think every other person will post regarding depression and anxiety, and you relating yourself to the same doesn't help out anything. I think we should add that point also, Sindur. So yeah, next slide, please. So yeah, social media, relationships, and academic stress, it is going to mess up our life. I know there are so much pros and cons for whatever science which is evolving, but social media is hampering our daily activities like anything. It is affecting our mental health. It is creating an impact on our relationship and also our performance. And relationships itself will cause more effect, positive, and some kind of toxic relationships might affect you in a negative way also. And academic stress is something which I want to stress. I know after completing this talk, everybody will ask questions like how to cope up with academic stress. I just want to give you an advice, like plan everything prior. If you start it early, you will not feel stressful at the end. So try to have a schedule of your preparation, like what are all the difficult topics which you need more time. Start doing that early, and don't postpone everything for your exams. Try to include academics in your daily activity for at least half an hour to 45 minutes according to your concentration levels, the way you can give, your time for that particular topic or something like that, and challenge yourself to try to put some relatable goals. Like you shouldn't be like, your concentration level is 20 minutes and you are writing in your schedule that I'll study for 2 hours. It won't happen. Try to take frequent breaks if you have such kind of less concentration, or you have some issues with concentration, or you might need certain breaks, but you should come back. You should put certain goals, and try to appreciate yourself when you're reaching that goal. You will have motivation to do it more. So this is one of the technique which you can use to reduce your academic stress. And don't forget, academics or examinations doesn't decide your future. That doesn't mean you will sit and say that I will not study because madam told me that it will not decide my future. But education is most important for us to, what do you say, to earn common sense, to know how to live, to learn certain things, to do better in life. So you should decide whether it is required or not, but you should also know that it is not going to end your life there. You should give your best, you should give a try. I know it is very easy to say, but I feel we all are really having that, what to say, we are like, we have faced so many exams in our life in MBBS and post graduation. I think we are validated to tell you that it is not the end of the life, but we need to give exams. This is one of the techniques we have to already plan accordingly, and do the things and reduce the stress. That is one of the techniques we should follow. Next slide, please. I think we came almost and help, and very beautiful slide this is. First, try to help yourself. if you're going through all these things. If you are identifying this in any of the people around you, help others to help themselves also. You be aware of the signs and symptoms. First, you prepare yourself, you learn yourself, and then be there for your loved ones. So when we know what are the signs, then only we can observe in other people and reach out to those who may be struggling and provide support. You should know what are all the available resources are there and be familiar with them and help be familiar with the healthy coping skills, and also question, pursue, and refer when it is needed. Thank you so much. I think we are, yeah. So these are this is our email ID. You can reach out and contact us. These are some of the helplines you have for suicide prevention. In India, this is Nimhans, Kiran, Empower, Asra, iCall, and I don't know about the Vandervella. I really didn't heard about it. All the other things I heard about it. Okay, so this is the QR code for Suicide Prevention India Foundation. Yeah. Sindur, you want to add up anything, you can talk. I'm done.
No, that was wonderful. That was perfect. Now, if there are any questions from any of the students, please feel free to ask. Everyone on the team will hopefully give you an answer or be able to find out the answer, but it's open to any questions now.
Sindur, can I introduce Dr. Bindu? I know.
Yes, yeah, of course.
Bindu, thank you so much. This is Dr. Bindu. She's a psychiatrist at Border Security Force, and she's actually at work today, but she's very passionate about you children. And so she joined us from her work from a very, very busy day. But thank you, Bindu. And another physician that's here is Dr. Manasa. And I can't see her, but she's also a developmental pediatrician. She's kindly joined us today.
Sorry to
And
interrupt, ma'am. Dr. Mansi is child psychiatrist.
oh, yes. Oh, child psychiatrist. Yeah, in fact, that's what I want to.
In medicine, MBBS.
So I just thank you all, everyone, for, giving, especially taking time early in the morning. And, Rajshri Garu and students of Pragathi Engineering College, and we really appreciate. And it's so nice to see all of you early in the morning in your school uniforms. మా టైం గుర్తొస్తుంది నాకు, లైక్, బట్ ఆనెస్ట్లీ వెన్ కదా బిందు నేను myself and Dr. Bindu, we went to school together, కాలేజ్లో కలిసి చదువుకున్నాము. ఆ టైమ్స్ గుర్తొస్తున్నాయి మాకు. కానీ నేను చదువుకుంటున్నప్పుడు మాకు క్లూలెస్, కంప్లీట్ గా క్లూలెస్ లేదు. చాలా స్ట్రెస్ లో పడేవాళ్ళం, చాలా డిప్రెషన్ అయ్యేది, ఏం తెలిసేది కాదు, కన్ఫ్యూజన్ లో ఉండేవాళ్ళం. లక్కీగా అలా అలా ఏదో తన్నుకుని వచ్చేసాం. బట్ కానీ అందరు కలిసి కానీ చాలా
మాట్లాడుకునేవాళ్ళం.
ఎగ్జాక్ట్లీ. సో మాట్లాడుకోవటం అనేది చాలా ఇంపార్టెంట్ అమ్మా. సో ఇప్పుడు ఇందాక డాక్టర్ అశ్రిత చెప్తున్నారు చూడు, మెడికేషన్సే థెరపీ కాదు. Therapist says nothing. A good friend who is there to listen to you. మీకేం జరుగుతుంది అన్నది. సో అలాగే ఇఫ్ యూ కెన్ ఫైండ్ థెరపిస్ట్ ఇన్ యువర్ మదర్, బ్రదర్, సిస్టర్, ఫ్రెండ్, ఎవరైనా కానీ ఎవరితో ఒకరితోటి మనసు విప్పి చెప్పుకోగలిగే వాళ్ళు ఉంటే చూసుకోవాలి. అది ఒక బడీ సిస్టమ్ లాగా ఉంచుకోవాలి. మీ మనసులో మీరు ఒకటే పెట్టేసుకుని అలాగా క్లోజ్ చేసుకోవద్దు. నాకు తెలుసు సొసైటీలో బయటికి చెప్తే చాలా డ్రాబ్యాక్స్ ఉంటాయి. మేమే ఉన్నాం, నాకు యాంగ్జైటీగా ఉందిరా, ఎగ్జామ్స్ అంటే భయం వేస్తుంది అంటే ఏంటంటే నీ ఎగతాళి చేసినట్టు నవ్వుతారు. నవ్వే రోజులు ఉన్నాయి, బట్ కానీ మారుతుంది టైం. సో యాజ్ మోస్ట్ కామన్ థింగ్స్ అశ్రిత చాలా డీటెయిల్ గా చెప్పారు. సో వాట్ వీ వాంట్ యూ టు ఈస్ జస్ట్ నో అబౌట్ దీస్ బేసిక్ థింగ్స్, థింక్ అబౌట్ దెమ్. ఒక్కొక్కసారి ఆలోచించుకుని నాకేమన్నా ఉన్నాయా ఇలాంటి థాట్స్, మేబీ ఉంటే మేబీ నేను ఎవరితోనే మాట్లాడాలేమో, చెప్పండి, ఓపెన్ చేసి చెప్పండి. ఆనెస్ట్లీ మోస్ట్ కామన్, అగైన్ ఐఎమ్ నాట్ ఎ సైకియాట్రిస్ట్, సో ఐ కెనాట్ quote the numbers, but I think most common reason for worsening psychological issues is not able to talk to people, not having the freedom to be able to. So I think our discussion open avali, that is the goal of our organization, is open your minds, talk to people, and don't be afraid to say that if there is a problem, and nothing is the end of anything. Exams lo oka exam lo baga రాయకపోతే అశ్రిత చెప్పారు చూడండి, ఎన్నో ఎగ్జామ్స్ రాసాం, హండ్రెడ్స్ ఆఫ్ ఎగ్జామ్స్ రాసిన తర్వాత ఒక ఎగ్జామ్ లో నాకు ఫిజిక్స్ లో ఫస్ట్ ఫిజిక్స్ ఎగ్జామ్ లో 2 మార్క్స్ వచ్చినాయి. 2 out of 25. That's not the end of anything. So exam ki kani, friends kani, anything, appearance kani. I know I heard a lot of bullying goes on about like పొడుగ్గా ఉన్నాడు, పొట్టిగా ఉన్నాడు. None of that matters in the big picture. Okay, so I want, that's the main goal of this our session. And any questions? So Dr. Ashrita, Dr. Manasa, and Dr. Bindu all are here. Emana questions unnayamma? Rajastri garu emana questions unte please feel free to ask.
Yes, ma'am. Our students wants to interact.
Thank you.
రాజేశ్వరి గారు ఏమైనా క్వశ్చన్స్ ఉంటే స్టూడెంట్స్ ని మైక్ దగ్గర వచ్చి అడగమని చెప్పండి.
Yes, sir.
Please, there is no wrong question. Any question is a valid question. Yeah.
అంతే.
Ma'am, how to build a relation? Ma'am, how to build relations, positive build relations with the peers and teachers, ma'am.
So he's asking how to build a positive relations with peers, with the friends and the family. Right.
Dr. Ashrita, do you want to take this?
Build a positive relationship with friends and family. What do you mean by positive, negative? First, let me understand what is your definition of positive relationship. You will connect with the people who are having similar interests, right? And there might be a lot of, see, what I understand by positive relationship is giving space. My definition differs and your definition differs. That is the reason why I'm asking you, what do you mean by positive relationship? Already you're becoming friends with certain people means you're sharing common interest. You have something in common, and you know certain things about the other person. That itself is building a relationship which is positive. So that is what I understood, but if you want anything in detail you can go, but if anybody wants to help him out, I'm okay, because I understood like this. So yeah.
Okay, thank you.
I believe relationship is complex. It can't be mentioned with the terms of positive or negative. And of course, it depends on how you build it, how you connect with them, how you spend time with them, how you take in the inputs they give, how positively that you take in the inputs they give. Because see, when it comes to parents, I do come across many adolescents coming to me, and they take in all the information or the disciplinary actions they take in a very negative way. But when we look into deep, their intentions are very good. Their intentions are very much positive towards their children, definitely not negative. But how we perceive it is also what matters. Most of the adolescents perceive it in a very negative way. If we take up the similar matters, and when as a part of therapy we try to put the same words in a different way, they take it in a positive note. So relationships are as such, like how you perceive it is also what matters. It's a complex thing. There'll be all emotions involved when it comes to a relationship.
I still feel my mother, if my mother tells me something, I still feel offensive. I still feel
Yes, yes.
something she's
That's what
trying,
happens.
but I
But if
still
you
am
sit back,
positive. I'm positive towards my parents. I know they are telling for a better thing, but it is like how you are at that moment, how you are taking it, how much you can take it. It's very complex. You can't simply define these are the strategies 1, 2, 3, 4. If you are doing all this, then this is a positive, then this is a negative. There is nothing like that. It all depends on how you
in
perceive.
any kind of argument, when we sit back, think, try to put ourselves in their shoes and perceive it as such, we'll take it in a very different way. We'll understand it in a very different way, and we'll try to look into a positive aspect of such kind of argument. So try to take up the other person's place and also think about it before you like have a dispute with them or shout at them. Or even if it is a parent or any kind of relationship, even if it is teachers, they try to discipline you a lot, but their intentions are really good. They want you to excel in whatever you do, but at that point of time we get offended. But if you sit back and think, you'll definitely understand the intention behind it.
Very nice. Very nice explanation, Dr. Manasa and Dr. Ashrita. Thank you, Amma. Relations are always two-sided responses. Manamu, what we want, other people kuda, they want something. So just like that, Dr. Manasa చెప్పినట్టు, put yourself in other situation. Suppose నీకు నీ friend కి, నీకు నీ teacher కి, వాళ్ళని అర్థం చేసుకుని, so just like how you want something, they also want something. Like say, how you want teachers to treat you well, teacher also want respect and everything from you. So it's a two-directional. So if you're mindful of that, relationships eppudu manchiga flourish avutayi. That's I think my non-psychological conclusion. But any other questions, Nana?
బాబు గారు అర్థమైందా తను ఏం అడగాలనుకుంటున్నాడు యాక్చువల్లీ బాబు?
Yeah.
ఏమన్నీ
Thank you, sir.
But I have to ask another question, ma'am.
చెప్పు.
అడుగు.
How to control our anger, ma'am?
Okay, Bindu, this is for you. Because I have never seen Bindu angry ever.
అరే
So, if you want that question, so Dr. Bindu, please go ahead, take that question, please.
యాంగర్ అంటే మన ఏ కండిషన్ లో కోపం వస్తుందో కొంచెం కూర్చొని ఆలోచించాలమ్మా. అందుకంటే ఏం లేదు. ఆ కోపం ఎందుకు వస్తుంది? మనము మనకి ఒకటి కావాలి, మనకి కావాల్సింది దొరకట్లేదు, ఆ టైంలో ఇంకెవరో వచ్చేదని మాట్లాడతారు, దాన్ని మనం వెంటనే రియాక్ట్ అవుతాము. ఆ రియాక్షన్ మంది ఆ టైంలో అనేస్తాం. అన్న తర్వాత మళ్ళీ కొంచెం అయ్యో ఇలా అనకుండా ఉండాల్సింది, అలా చేయకుండా ఉండాల్సింది, ఇవన్నీ మళ్ళీ అదో బాధ కదా. కొంచెం ఒకసారి కూర్చొని మనం ఎందుకు ఇంత కోపం వచ్చింది అని ఆలోచిస్తే మాత్రం తెలుస్తుంది, అయ్యో అలా రియాక్ట్ అవ్వడం తప్పు ఆ టైంలో అని తర్వాత తెలుస్తుంది. కానీ అది కొంచెం ప్రాక్టీస్ తోటే వస్తుంది అమ్మా. ఈ ఏజ్ లో కొంచెం మీ చిన్నపిల్లలు ఇంకా ఈ టైంలో మీకు అర్థం కూడా కాదు. ఇందాక అన్నారు కదా పాజిటివ్ రిలేషన్షిప్ అన్నది, అది మనం చూసేదాన్ని బట్టి డాక్టర్ ఆశ్రిత, డాక్టర్ మానస బాగా చెప్పారు. అట్లాగే మనం కొంచెం ఇంకొక ఏడాది, ఇంకో 2 ఏళ్ళు అయిన తర్వాత మీకు కూడా బాగా తెలుస్తుంది. అది ఈ టైంలో కొంచెం అర్థం అవడం కష్టం, కానీ కోపం వస్తున్నప్పుడు ఆ టైంలో ఇప్పుడు డాక్టర్ ఆశ్రిత చెప్పారు, అట్లా ప్రాక్టీస్ చేసే చాలా టెక్నిక్స్ ఉన్నాయి. మనకి కోపం వచ్చినప్పుడు ఒక 2 నిమిషాలు కాదు 10 seconds కూడా కొంచెం సైలెంట్ గా ఉన్నామంటే అప్పుడు ఆ రియాక్షన్ మారుతుంది. ఎందుకంటే ఆ రియాక్షన్ ఒకసారి ఇచ్చేసిన తర్వాత అది వెనక్కి రాదు. దాంతో మళ్ళీ బాధ. అయ్యో అమ్మని ఇలా అనేసాం, తమ్ముని ఇలా అనేసాం, చెల్లిని ఇలా అనేసాం బాధ కూడా ఉంటది. అందుకని ఒక్క 5 seconds ఆ కోపం వస్తుంది అన్నప్పుడు కొంచెం సైలెంట్, లేకపోతే అక్కడి నుంచి ఆ ప్లేస్ నుంచి కొంచెం పక్క వెళ్ళిపోతే అది చాలా తేడా వస్తుంది కదా. నెమ్మదిగా ప్రాక్టీస్ తోటి ఇంకా వస్తుంది.
Very true.
కదా.
Thank
యాంగర్ అనేది కామన్ ఎమోషన్. మనకి హ్యాపీనెస్ ఎలాగో, సాడ్ ఎలాగో, డిస్కస్ట్ ఎలాగో, ఇన్ ద సేమ్ వే యాంగర్ ఇస్ ఆల్సో అన్ ఎమోషన్. అండ్ యాంగర్ తప్పని చెప్పను. హౌ యూ express it is wrong. If you shout at others, if you bang something or bang the door, express it in a very negative way or an offensive way or use an abusive language, then it is a problem. డెఫినెట్లీ అప్పుడు యాంగర్ కంట్రోల్ చేసుకోవాల్సిన అవసరం ఉంటుంది. అండ్ యాంగర్ మేనేజ్మెంట్ అనేది యూ కెన్ డూ ఇట్ ఇన్ డిఫరెంట్ వేస్. ఫస్ట్ యూ నీడ్ టు ఐడెంటిఫై ద ట్రిగర్. వాట్ ఈస్ మేకింగ్ యూ యాంగ్రీ? అంటే ఇఫ్ ఇట్ ఈస్ ఇన్ అ రిలేషన్షిప్ ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ ఆర్ ఇన్ అ క్లాస్ రూమ్ సిచ్యువేషన్, ఏదైనా సరే, లైక్ ఐడెంటిఫై వాట్ ఈస్ ప్రవోకింగ్ యూ. ఏది మిమ్మల్ని ఎక్కువగా ప్రవోక్ చేస్తుంది, ఎలాంటి సిచ్యువేషన్స్ లో యూఆర్ లూజింగ్ యువర్ కంట్రోల్ అనేది యూ నీడ్ టు ఐడెంటిఫై. అండ్ దెన్ try to work with those triggers, why it is happening anedi. And most of the times we respond very impulsively. Manaki evaraina provoking or triggering ga maatladite immediate ga we respond. Taking a little break, like 1 or 2 minutes of calmness ఆ time lo, it will help you, enable you to think. Because anger lo we don't think, we just react. It will go into an outburst. అలా అవ్వకూడదంటే it's better you take that moment, distract yourself, listen to some music or count some numbers, okay, 1 to 10 to 1 back. Do certain things so that like it will calm you down first of all. Or you can do relaxation, you can take up relaxation methods, practice relaxation methods, deep breathing techniques, inda koni chepparu kada avanni techniques, so that come back to that argument after you calm yourself down, so that anta offensive or abusive level lo vellakunda or oka outburst and shouting level lo vellakunda, you'll try to talk with the other person rather than shout at them.
Thank you so much, Dr. Manasa, Dr. Bindu. Any other questions, Sandy?
No, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Any other questions, ma'am? Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you so much, Andy, Rajasri Garu. I really appreciate this opportunity. Me students ni any questions inka emanna unte, we actually will share nenu meeku email pampistanu. And all this presentation is going to be on YouTube and also on our website. And if you want the presentation personally, that's completely fine. Ma goal entante just పిల్లలకి తెలియాలి. ఇంకొకటి నాన్న, all of you are here. Only one request that I have is, even if you get just 1 point out of this topic, please discuss that with your friend. మా గోల్ ఏంటంటే, ఇప్పుడు మీరు ఒక 30 మందో 50 మందో ఉన్నారనుకోండి, each one of you talk about only 3 simple things: anxiety, depression and suicidality. ఓపెన్ అప్ ద ల్యాబ్. మీరు ఒక్కొక్కళ్ళు ఒక్కొక్క 10 మందితో మాట్లాడారు అనుకోండి, ఎంతమంది వస్తుంది, రైట్? 50 times 10 ఒక 500 members కి తెలుస్తుంది. దాట్ ఈస్ ద గోల్. ఆల్మోస్ట్ ఒక పిరమిడ్ స్కీమ్ లాగా అందరూ, ఇట్స్ ఓకే, బ్లడ్ ప్రెషర్ గురించి మాట్లాడుకుంటాము, డయాబెటీస్ గురించి మాట్లాడుకుంటాము, ఈజీగా మాట్లాడుకుంటాము, కానీ డిప్రెషన్ గురించి, యాంగ్జైటీ గురించి మాట్లాడుకోవటం ఏంటో తప్పుగా అనుకుంటారు చాలా మంది. అసలు అది తగ్గిపోవాలి. దట్ ఈస్ ద గోల్, అంతే. సో ఐ జస్ట్ వాంట్ యూ గైస్ టు టాక్ టు ఎనీవన్, ఐడెంటిఫై చేయండి, ప్రాబ్లమ్స్ ఏమన్నా అనిపిస్తే హెల్ప్ చేయండి వాళ్ళకి. గుడ్ థింగ్ ఏంటంటే, ఇప్పుడు చూడండి, ఇఫ్ ఎనీ అదర్ ప్రొఫెషన్ ఈజీగా హెల్ప్ చేయలేము. అంటే ఇప్పుడు ఎవరికైనా హార్ట్ అటాక్ అది వస్తుంది అనుకోండి, అంత ఈజీగా హెల్ప్ చేయలేము. ఇప్పుడు అట్లీస్ట్ మెంటల్ హెల్త్ కి కొంచెం హెల్ప్ స్టార్ట్ చేయొచ్చు మనం, ఎవరైనా కొంచెం స్టార్ట్ చేయొచ్చు. సో అలాగా జస్ట్ మైండ్ లో పెట్టుకుని మీ అంతటి మీరు హెల్ప్ చేసుకోండి. జస్ట్ హెల్ప్ ఎనీవన్ దట్ యూ థింక్ దట్స్ నీడెడ్. Okay, so we're always there. Definitely love to answer any other questions that you have. Pudkani, email Lokani. And we wish you all the luck. We want you to be very healthy and happy, mentally, physically, and educationally. This is the three success that we want for all of you. And thank you so much, everyone, for joining. And Sindur, if that's okay, we can go ahead conclude the session.
Let me express my sincere gratitude to the HAFA and all the doctors here that are there. Really, ma'am, this is a wonderful session, and you just need of an hour. It's a need of an hour for all the students. They might directly or indirectly they feel the stress. So you just gave these tips and the things how to handle it. Really, we are thankful for you, that ma'am. Thank you, HAFA.
Thank you so much, Andy. And Rajesh, you got to just spread the word around, and we are there for anybody. Anybody who want to know anytime, we are here. Okay? All right. Have a wonderful day, all of you, and thank you so much for joining.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you.